The art of eating. The art of eating is a skill that is often overlooked, yet its mastery is an essential aspect of one's journey towards culinary enlightenment. I learned this firsthand through my own experiences of discovering the intricacies of the palate and the relationship between eating and cooking. For me, learning how to eat was not just about discovering new flavors and textures, but it was also a journey of self-discovery and culinary education. As a young man, I was a picky eater. I would stick to the same few dishes day after day, refusing to try anything new or unfamiliar. My palate was limited, and I was content with that. I was intimidated by the vast array of flavors and textures that existed beyond my limited experience. But as I explored and experimented with different cuisines, I began to develop a taste for the exotic, the spicy, and the savory. My palate was awakening, and I was determined to continue on this culinary journey of discovery. But it wasn't until I enrolled in a formal culinary education that I truly grasped the importance of developing my palate. I learned that cooking and eating are intertwined, and that one cannot fully appreciate the complexities of a dish without a discerning palate. As F. Scott Fitzgerald once said, "Too much of anything is bad, but too much champagne is just right." It is this discernment that separates the novice eater from the true gastronome. Through my culinary education, I was exposed to a wide range of ingredients, techniques, and flavor profiles. I learned how to identify the subtle nuances of a dish, how to balance flavors, and how to elevate simple ingredients into complex, multidimensional creations. Through extensive tasting sessions and rigorous training, I learned how to develop my palate and discern the subtle differences between various ingredients. But most importantly, I learned and honed the art of noticing. Noticing is an essential component of developing one's palate. It is the ability to detect the subtle differences in flavor and texture that make a dish truly exceptional. It is in the small details that often go unnoticed by the untrained eater, but which makes all the difference in the world to the discerning gastronome. However, it was not until I began to immerse myself in the worlds of literature on cuisine that I truly began to appreciate the depth and complexity of the art of eating. The works of M.F.K. Fisher and Brias Savarin opened my eyes to the beauty of food and the intricate web of relationships that exist between ingredients, flavors, and cultures. Through my reading, I discovered that the mastery of the palate was not solely the domain of culinary experts, but rather a skill that could be developed through conscious observation and experimentation. The simple act of paying attention to the various elements that comprise a dish and taking note of their interplay can lead to a deeper understanding and appreciation of cuisine. I remember the first time I truly noticed the complexity of a dish. It was a simple pasta dish, but the flavors were so nuanced and layered that I was left speechless. I could taste the sweetness of the tomatoes, the saltiness of the Parmesan cheese, the fruitiness of the olive oil, and the spicy kick of the red pepper flakes. It was a revelation, and I knew then that I had truly learned how to eat. But learning how to eat is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong journey of discovery and exploration. It requires a willingness to try new things, to take risks, and to expand one's horizons. It is the simple act of noticing the flavors and textures of the world around us and allowing ourselves to be fully present in the moment. And it is through this journey that we begin to learn how to cook. Cooking is not simply about following a recipe or mastering a technique. It is about understanding the ingredients, the flavors, and the techniques that bring a dish to life. It is about learning how to balance flavors, how to layer ingredients, and how to create something truly special. Through my culinary education, I learned how to cook with precision and intention. I learned how to create dishes that were not only delicious, but also beautiful. And I learned how to share my passion for food with others. And while formal culinary education may not be necessary for everyone, the simple act of self-education through reading, eating, and noticing can be just as effective in developing one's palate and culinary skills. My growing expertise in the kitchen allowed me to approach food in a new way. No longer was it simply sustenance, but rather a canvas upon which I could express my creativity and showcase my understanding of flavor and texture. I began to see the beauty in the seemingly mundane, finding joy in the way a perfectly cooked egg could elevate a dish to new heights. Through my journey towards culinary enlightenment, I've come to realize that the relationship between eating and cooking is a symbiotic one. To truly master one, it is essential to understand and appreciate the other. The act of eating is not simply a matter of satiating one's hunger, but rather a complex interplay of flavors, textures, and even cultural nuances and adaptations. And so, as I continue to explore the world of food, I'm reminded of the power of taste, of the importance of noticing, and of the joy that comes from creating something truly exceptional. I'm reminded that food is not simply nourishment for the body, but nourishment for the soul. And it is through this constant pursuit of culinary excellence that I have come to understand the true beauty of food and the magic that lies within the simple act of eating. That's it. Thanks for watching and listening, everyone, and remember to enjoy the journey. See you next time. Bye-bye.